Int. Hailtech lobby. NIGHT. Sarah walks out of the building holding a small cardboard box, her desk life condensed into a few items: a framed photo of her 8-year-old son, a coffee mug that says, "World's Best Mom," and a worn-out planner. Snow falls outside. The glass doors hiss open, the wind bites her face, she stands for a second, shivering, unsure where to go. Voiceover, soft. She'd spent 5 years building a life inside those walls, and lost it in 5 minutes. Cut to INT. Richard's office, same team. Richard leans back in his leather chair. He pours himself a glass of scotch, staring at the Christmas lights outside. His assistant, Mark, late 30s, hesitant but loyal, enters. Mark: "Hey sir, maybe this could have waited until after the holidays." Richard smirks. Richard: "Business doesn't take holidays." Mark: "Beat, besides, she missed a shipment deadline." "I don't pay for excuses." Mark nods quietly. He leaves, but before he exits, he glances back. There's something uncomfortable in his eyes. Richard, to himself, efficiency first. Always. He sips the scotch. But his reflection in the window looks emptier than he remembers. Ext. City bus stop. NIGHT. Sarah waits in the cold, clutching her box. The snow thickens, her phone buzzes, a text from her son's babysitter: "Merry Christmas Eve. Tommy's asleep. Don't worry, we'll bake cookies tomorrow." Smiling face with smiling eyes, Sarah forces a smile through her tears. She types, "Thank you. Tell him mommy's on her way." The bus pulls up. She gets on. Only a few passengers, quiet, weary. The driver hums along to a soft Christmas song. As Sarah sits, she looks out at the glowing towers, one of them being Hailtech. Her reflection overlaps the skyline. Voiceover, the city sparkled for the ones who could afford to look up, and blurred for those too tired to lift their heads. Int. Richard's mansion, later that night. A vast modern home, stone, glass, and silence. Christmas decorations perfectly arranged, but cold, almost staged. Emma Hale, 17, Richard's daughter, sits cross-legged by the tree, scrolling through her phone. She's warm, curious, gentle, a sharp contrast to her father. Richard enters, removing his coat. Yuri home late. Beat, you missed dinner again. Richard: work, sweetheart. You know how it is. She looks at him, studying his face. Emma: do you ever stop working? Even on Christmas Eve? He shrugs. Richard: that's how the world works. Emma, coldly, either you run it, or it runs you. She looks down, disappointed. In the corner of the room, a donation box labeled "Holiday Drive for Families in Need" sits unopened. Int. Small apartment. NIGHT. Sarah quietly enters her apartment. Dim lights, small tree, a few wrapped presents beneath it. She places the box down, sinks into the couch, and finally lets herself cry. She opens the framed photo, her and Tommy at the park. His missing front tooth, his grin, her entire reason to endure. The clock ticks past midnight, Christmas Day. She wipes her tears and whispers, "Sarah, it's okay, sweetheart. Mommy's here. We'll be fine." A faint knock at the door. It's Mrs. Alvarez, her elderly neighbor, holding a plate of cookies. Alvarez heard voices. "Thought you might like some company." Sarah forces a smile, invites her in. They share cookies in silence, two lonely souls holding on to warmth. Int. Hale Mansion, Christmas. Emma comes downstairs, still in pajamas. Her father sits by the fire, laptop open, reviewing profit charts. Emma: Dad, don't you ever wonder if all this is worth it? Richard: what do you mean? Emma: the meetings, the numbers. You don't even smile anymore. He chuckles, half-hearted. Richard: smiling doesn't pay the bills, sweetheart. She frowns. Emma: neither does breaking people. He looks up, surprised. She's never spoken to him like that before. Emma, softly: I saw your company email last night. You fired someone, on Christmas Eve. He stiffens. Richard: it was a business decision. Emma: was she Sarah Evans? He looks at her, puzzled. Richard: how do you know that name? Emma swallows. Emma: she was my school's volunteer parent for the Christmas fair. Tommy, her little boy, he's in my art class program. Beat, she helped me paint snowflakes for the shelter fundraiser. Silence, the fire crackles between them. Richard: that's unfortunate coincidence. But again, business. Emma, rising, frustrated, no, Dad. It's cruelty, she storms upstairs. Int. Emma's room, LATR. Emma sits at her desk, typing. She opens the Hailtech employee portal, her heart races. She's seen her father's password a dozen times. She types it in. Inside Sarah's employee file, Emma finds reports, glowing performance reviews, notes of overtime, even a recent commendation for saving a client project, then, a flagged memo, shipment delay caused by vendor malfunction, Sarah Evans responsible. Attached, an internal message from Mark trying to defend her. Ignored, Emma gasps that it wasn't her fault. Int. Richard study, and Richard is still reviewing numbers when Emma bursts in, holding printed emails. Emu fired her because of a mistake that wasn't even hers. Richard. Emma, this isn't your concern. Emma wise, it is. Because you taught me to stand up for what's right, and this isn't it. She slams the papers on his desk. Richard reads, silenced. He looks up, uneasy for the first time. Richard. Mark told me she failed to deliver. I didn't check the rest. Emu didn't care to check. He exhales, rubs his temple, something cracks behind his eyes, pride or guilt, hard to tell. Int. Hale Mansion, living room, LATR. Emma sits by the window, scrolling through social media, her frustration boils. She opens the Hailtech Foundation's Christmas post, supporting working families this holiday. And comments publicly, my dad just fired a single mom from Hailtech on Christmas Eve. Her name's Sarah Evans. She didn't deserve it. Within minutes, the post floods with comments, that's heartbreaking. Shame on the company. Richard's phone buzzes endlessly. He sees the post. The PR team calls, his empire of control, crumbling overnight. Int. Sarah's apartment, afternoon. A knock on the door, Sarah opens it, shocked. It's Richard, standing in the hallway, snow on his shoulders, a gift bag in one hand. SRH Mr. Hale, he nods, humbled. Richardy made a terrible mistake. She says nothing. He extends an envelope, a reinstatement letter, a full apology, and a Christmas bonus. Richard, softly, you didn't deserve what I did. I let numbers blind me, but someone reminded me that people matter more. Sarah's eyes fill, she hesitates, then accepts it. SRH thank you. But, it's not me you should thank. He smiles faintly. Richardy already did. Ext. City shelter, Avian. Emma and Sarah stand side by side, serving dinner at a local charity drive. Tommy laughs as Emma helps him scoop mashed potatoes. Richard watches from across the room, unnoticed, a faint smile, real this time. He takes off his coat and joins them, serving plates. Voiceover, soft, reflective. Sometimes, it takes losing everything you think matters to remember what truly does, and sometimes, the smallest voice can expose the biggest truth. Ext. City skyline, NIGHT. The city lights shimmer against the fresh snow, laughter echoes from the shelter below. Richard walks out, looking up at the stars. He pulls out his phone, deletes his calendar alerts, then, for the first time in years, he pockets it, and simply watches the snowfall. Fade out. If this story touched your heart, please like this video, share it with someone who needs hope today, and subscribe for more stories of kindness. And if you've ever experienced a moment like this, share it in the comments. Your words might inspire someone else.